Hi everyone, welcome to our presentations of Understanding Tourist Experience in Sepang using Google Maps Review. We are from Group 90, Mr. Bean, and my members consist of Marisa, Daniswara, Muhammad Izzuddin, Irfan Najmi, Nurdaina, which is me, Aloysius, and also Raja Mikhail. So today we're going to present about Sepang as our gateway destination. Let's get started.
Tourism plays an important role in Malaysia's economy by generating employment, increasing business opportunities, and supporting regional development. One of the popular tourism destinations in Selangor is Sepang, which offers a wide range of attractions including the Sepang International Circuit, Baganalang Beach, shopping areas, and local restaurants. These attractions attract both local and international visitors throughout the year. To improve tourism services, it is important to understand visitors' experiences and perceptions. Traditionally, this information is collected through surveys, interviews, and official reports. However, these methods are often time consuming, costly, and involve a limited number of participants. With the growth of digital platforms, Google Maps has become a valuable source of real time visitor feedback. Tourists can easily share their experiences through star ratings and written reviews. These reviews provide both quantitative data such as ratings and qualitative data such as comments, allowing researchers to better understand visitors' opinions and identify common patterns. Therefore, this study focuses on analyzing Google Maps reviews from selected tourist attractions and restaurants in Sepang. By applying thematic analysis and sentiment analysis, we aim to identify visitors' perceptions, common strengths, weaknesses, and key issues. The findings can provide useful insights for tourism operators and local authorities to improve tourism services and enhance visitor satisfaction in Sepang.
So in this study area section, we need to know more about Sepang. It is located in the southern region of the state of Selangor and encompasses a strategic area of approximately 612 km. Sepang is governed by the Sepang Municipal Council, which is the MP Sepang. So in Sepang also, they have four tourism ecosystem we need to know, which is the gateway, the sport, the ecotourism, and coastal and food. So this is the tourism ecosystem of Sepang. So let's know about the seven selected attractions that we have choose. The first one is the Sepang International Circuit. It is commissioned in 1999 as a Malaysia premier world-class motorsport and have hosted so many several international sports like MotoGP, F1 and so on. The second one is the Bagalalang Beach. It's a beloved long stretch sandy beach driving weekend domestic and leisure travel. So the third one is the Paya Indah Discovery Wetland. It's a sprawling biological sanctuary boasting natural lakes, wetland and rich fauna in here. The fourth one is the Mitsu Outlet Park, KLIA. It is an Metropolis premium retail park positioned strategically 6 kilometers away from KLIA, and it is a combined transit network with off-season luxury brand. So now let's move on to the three restaurants that we have choose. The first one is Kacha and Coffee. It is a modern suburban cafe culture built for younger demographic social spaces in Sepang, and it's located strategically in the border of Dengkil and Cyberjaya. So the second one is the Senandung Malam Seafood. It is a fresh waterfront seafood dining deeply tied to the Bagan Lalang coastal identity. So last but not least is the El Bono Quattro Formaggi, which is a casual family-centric localized Western dining and wood-fired pizza.
So for the methodology, our primary source of data comes from Google Map reviews, specifically targeting location around Sepang. In total, we analyzed 7 locations, 4 tourist attractions and 3 restaurants. The data was then categorized into 2 types, where it is quantitative and qualitative. For quantitative data, we focus on star ratings, while for the qualitative data, so we examine the text review, feedbacks, comments, and complaints. These were further analyzed for sentiment and categorized into positive or negative based on the tone and rating. And lastly, for the analysis process, we use a six-phase thematic analysis framework proposed by Brown and Clark. And then we summarize it into three, where the first one is familiarization and coding. Second one, we define the group and group the teams. And lastly, we do a comparative analysis.
So now I will move to the results and findings part. So for our analysis, we collected a total of 105 Google Maps review across 7 selected places of visit in Sepang. That's 50 most recent reviews per place taken in June 2026. So looking at the headlines number, the average star rating across all places is 4.03 out of 5 and 70% of all reviews are positive. So this tells us that tourist experience in Sepang is generally good, but there's a clear room to improve at certain sites. So looking at the breakdown table, Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands leads at 4.40 with 87% of positive reviews. So at the other end, Senandung Malam Seafood and Albany Quattro for Maggie are tied at 3.67 with only 60% positive. Notice that all four attractions outperform two of the three restaurants, so we'll come back to that. So, this chart shows the same ratings visually. Two things stand out. First, the highest is Paya Indah at 4.40, driven by its wildlife and also nature experiences. The lowest is a tie between Senandung Malam and Albany at 3.67. Second, every tourist attraction sits at or above the 4.03 overall average. But among the three restaurants, only Kache and Coffee reach that level. So this is the first clear signal that the dining experience in Sepang is weaker than the attraction experience. So now looking at the sentiment rather than the stars, the donut shows that the overall split, which is 70% positive, 30% negative across all 105 reviews. So the per place chart on the right tells the sharper story. Paya Indah leads with the strongest ratio, 13 positive against only 2 negative. 3 places tie for the most negative at 6 each, Bagan Lalang Beach, Senandung Malam, and also Albany. So these three are the ones where tourist dissatisfaction is the most consistent. So after applying thematic analysis, we identified 11 recurring themes from the 105 reviews. This chart shows how often each was mentioned, positively in green and negatively in red. So three key takeaway: scenery and experience in Sepang's cleanest strength, 22 positive mentions and 0 negative. Tourists consistently love what Sepang looks and feels like. Food and product quality is the biggest impact area, mentioned 26 times positively but also 18 times negatively. Food clearly makes or breaks the experience, and the top weaknesses are facilities, pricing, and customer service. These are where focused intervention would deliver the most impact. Now, let's look at each place in detail, starting with the four tourist attractions. First, the Sepang International Circuit with overall 4.33 stars. Its biggest strength is the programs and events, the MotoGP 2026 testing, the 1 hour guided tour, and name guides like Ashraf. The venue itself is well maintained with a surround and training rooms. Main issues: the 300-meter walk from parking to entrance under hot sun, closed food stalls, and also one report of unhelpful security staff. Right, moving to the next tourist attraction is Bagalang Beach, with overall 4 stars. Its strength is scenery, stunning sunset, soft hand, and the calming sea breeze. The white beach has kiosks for essentials, but the weaknesses are white too. For example, litter and murky water, dated rundown resort facilities, overpriced on-site food, and also missing toilets. Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands with overall 4.40 stars, our top performance. Okay, so here the strengths are the hippo and also the crocodile feeding stations, the safari jeep ride, the boat cruise, and the outstanding guides like Kamal and Ama were named repeatedly in the review. The only issue is the booking because they have some slot mismanagement. So long waits and also advance confirmation and travel agency crowding out the walk-in. Alright, so for the last tourist attraction is the Mitsui Outlet Park Kelai with overall 4.07 star. Strength are their indoor shelter mall with kids playground, free Kelai shuttle every 20 minutes, and also ample cover parking. And the main issue pointed are the poor food court, and also one reviewer specifically called out the bad at some laksa and also disappointing discount for an outlet mall and no roofing for motorcycle parking. Now, this is the result and findings about the restaurant. Kachi and Coffee with overall 4.07 stars, the highest rated restaurant here. So its strength are the quiet, relaxing cafe atmosphere, highly praised matcha and nasi lemak set, and also a clean, comfortable space with air conditioning. The main issues here are only the inconsistent food execution because of undercooked shrimp and also overpriced fish and chips, and also small buttermilk portions. Notably, one reviewer reported the same issue across two visits without it being addressed. Okay, so next is Senandung Malam Seafood with overall 3.67 stars. Strengths are the fresh, affordable seafood with transparent per gram pricing, standout dishes like the flour fried squid and also the grilled fish, and also a relaxing beachside dining atmosphere. The biggest issue here is about the crowding, the peak hour waits up to 1.5 hours, along with a noticeable drop in the food quality over time and cleanliness concern because the fish is grilled remain in a served dish. Alright, so last restaurant is the El Borni Quattro for Maggie with overall 3.67 star as well. The most polarized in the study strengths are the unique, non-typical Western menu, standout dishes like the seafood aglio olio and also the smoked duck pasta, and with the reasonable family-friendly pricing. But the key issues here are the unbearably hot indoor environment and also inflexible order policy with wrong orders and also some noisy dining room with the boss audibly scolding the staff. Alright, so stepping back, three clear patterns emerge across all seven places. So one, attractions outperform the restaurant. All four attractions met or beat the 4.03 average. Only Kache and Coffee did among the restaurant. Two is the common strength to build on. The scenery and experience, activities and programs, and also customer service and star are the three most positively mentioned themes. The sunsets at Bagan Lalang and also the wildlife at Paya Indah, the track day at Sepang Circuit. These are the genuine distinctive tourism assets. So last is the recurring weaknesses across sites. So facilities, amenities, pricing, and cleanliness keeps coming out at multiple places. So pricing concerns alone were raised at 5 of 7 places. So these are not isolated complaints, there are the patterns here.
Alright, moving on to our conclusion. As shown here in the slide, this study successfully demonstrates a highly efficient framework implementation. By shifting away from resource-heavy traditional surveys and instead leveraging big data from 105 Google Maps reviews combined with Braun and Clark's thematic analysis, we were able to assess real-time tourist satisfaction in Sepang effectively. Looking at the overall sentiment, Sepang's tourism ecosystem holds a strong foundation, maintaining a 4.03 out of 5 average rating with a 70% positive review rate. This indicates high overall visitor satisfaction across the board. However, the data reveals a clear disparity in sectors. Nature and structured outdoor attractions strongly outperform local dining spots. For instance, Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands achieved the highest satisfaction with a 4.40 rating and an 87% positive sentiment. On the flip side, local eateries hit the lowest marks, averaging just 3.67 due to critical operational struggles. When we break down the core strengths, visitor satisfaction is overwhelmingly driven by Sepang's exceptional landscape quality, where the scenery and experience team yielded 100% positive feedback, as well as its highly engaging interactive wildlife and tour programs. That being said, if we want to ensure sustained growth, there are key areas for improvement. Success relies on local authorities and operators actively resolving infrastructure gaps like lacking restrooms and sheltered lanes, improving beach cleanliness, introducing better pricing transparency, and fixing peak hour booking and queue management. Alright, to address those exact gaps, we propose 4 major strategic actions which you can see outlined here. First, regarding infrastructure and thermal comfort. Local authorities like the Sepang Municipal Council must prioritize installing well-maintained public restrooms and covered walkways at outdoor destinations, specifically at Bagan Lalang Beach and along the high-exposure pedestrian routes at the Sepang International Circuit. Additionally, we recommend extending sheltered infrastructure to motorcycle parking zones at busy retail hubs like Midsway Outlet Park. Second, for environmental and sanitation protocols, we need to preserve the aesthetic and ecological value of natural sites. This means implementing stricter waste management, increasing the number of refuse disposal facilities, and establishing routine maintenance schedule to directly tackle complaints about littering at Bagan Lalang Beach. Third, we suggest optimizing digital queuing and crowd control. High-capacity sites like Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands should adopt synchronized online booking system to completely eliminate scheduling conflicts between independent visitors and travel agencies. Similarly, busy dining venues like Senandung Malam Seafood need to deploy digital queue tracking apps to mitigate those severe peak hour delays. Finally, we must focus on hospitality training and product quality. We recommend mandating comprehensive customer service training for all frontline personnel, including security, wait staff, and management, to resolve documented service friction. At the same time, establishments must enforce rigorous kitchen quality control to eliminate critical product deficiencies such as undercooked seafood or inaccuracies. By coordinating these interventions between local authorities and private operators, Sepang can successfully bridge its current infrastructure gaps, standardize service delivery, and maximize its true potential as a sustainable urban tourism destination.
Okay, so if you look at our appendix, you'll see a quote from St. Augustine that really enhance our approach. The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. My role today is to walk you through our appendix, which serves as the visual and contextual foundation for our entire review project. It's the visual index of our pages we read as a team. So the appendix doesn't just list out location, it maps out a diverse spectrum and the hospitality scene. On one end, we examine major attractions, like you can see here the Sepang International Circuit. We will praise the track-based and media center tours, reminding us that it remains a legendary place for motorsport lovers. On the complete opposite end, we look at the serene nature, focus on environment of the Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands, where visitors highlighted meaningful ESG tree planting activities and the excitement of hippo and crocodile feeding sessions.
For this slide, I will present the Google Map reviews for Bagan Alang Seafood Restaurant. Based on the reviews, most customers give positive feedback about this restaurant. Many people said that the food is fresh, yummy, and delicious, especially the seafood. The restaurant also has a beautiful sea view, and some customers mentioned that the scenery is especially nice at night. For example, Noor Afam said the service was fast and the price was affordable. Janice Lewis also said that food was yummy and fresh, and the place became crowded quickly, especially on weekends. This shows that the restaurant is quite popular among visitors. However, there are also some weaknesses mentioned in the reviews. Some customers said the staff were rushing while cleaning and arranging tables, which disturbed them while eating. Another review mentioned that although the seafood was fresh, the price was a bit expensive. Randy also said that there were many flies during their visit. Overall, the reviews show that Bagan Seafood Restaurant is a good place to eat seafood, especially because of the fresh food and nice view. But the restaurant can still improve by controlling cleanliness, reducing flies, and making the dining experience more comfortable for customers. This map is the Google Map reviews for Kacha and Coffee. Based on the reviews, this place received many positive comments from customers. One reviewer mentioned that the noise level is quiet, which means the cafe is comfortable and easy for people to talk. This makes it a good place for relaxing, studying, or having conversations with friends. Another reviewer said that the matcha is delicious, and they also had a good experience with the service. The staff was described as helpful, especially when explaining the price, frame type, and lens options. This shows that the service is friendly and informative. This is also a review saying that the chicken popcorn nasi lemak lunch set is delicious and has high CP value, meaning it is worth the price. This is one of the strengths of Katsa and Coffee because customers feel they get good value for their money. However, there is also one negative review. A customer mentioned that the shrimp was undercooked during their first visit. Although it was cooked better the second time, this shows that the restaurant still needs to improve its food quality consistency. Overall, the reviews show that Kacha and Coffee is a comfortable cafe with good drinks, helpful service, and valuable food options. But they should improve consistency in food preparation to make sure every customer has a better experience.
Finally, we documented major retail jobs like the Mitsui Outlet KRIA and the relaxing shores of Bagan Malang Beach. By complying this specific location into the appendix, we wanted to show the duality of public feedback. Every location has its high points and its blind spots. The appendix is the concrete proof, the raw data that backs up the methodology, and finding discussed by my teammates. Speaking of my teammates, this project was a massive collaborative effort, as you can see in our task distribution. It took exactly 7 members, which are Marisa Masyara binti Muhammad, Mishwara Gili Karis, Muhammad Izzuddin bin Ilham, Irfan Najmi bin Khairi Nizam, Nodiana binti Al-Mitchell, Aloysius Benjamin Rizmi, and Naja Mikhail, which giving 100% of commitment to pull this together. From mapping out the study areas to dissecting Google Maps reviews, every single person played a crucial part. The appendix is simply the final thread that ties all of our individual hard work together into one cohesive story. So that's all about us. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you for your attention.